Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax, and today we are talking about you are allowed to disagree. Might be a bit of an unpopular opinion, but no matter what somebody tells you, what their opinion is, what their perspective is on something, you are allowed to disagree with them. You do not have to toe the line just because you're part of a group, identity, a political party, whatever it is. I don't care. You are allowed to disagree, and that is absolutely fine. There is nothing inherently wrong with disagreeing about anything. As long as you hold the position, you have some reason for holding it. You're not just holding it for like an emotional sake, or you're not just holding it because you are completely allowed, and we are all allowed to disagree with one another. I often make a video and it'll express an opinion that I hold, or it'll be kind of joke or whatever it is. And oftentimes I'll get just a simple comment that says, I disagree. And every time I read that, I go, yeah, absolutely. You are allowed to disagree. I mean, I have a perspective. I have I hope, a well thought out reason for, doing what I do. But that doesn't mean that I'm infallible or that anyone is inherently infallible. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody um, does things that cause them to slip up or whatever, and no one has a majority or a monopoly on truth, righteousness, justice, whatever. Um, but for whatever reason, I think many of us are kind of scared to voice this disagreement. We're a little bit hesitant to bring it up. I think often, there's the stereotype of being at the Thanksgiving table or the Christmas dinner table and just keeping your mouth quiet. Just no, people are saying opinions and spewing all kinds of political rhetoric or opinions on different things going on in the world. And you just sort of shake your head and just, no, I'm not getting involved in this, which is fine too. But you are inherently permitted to disagree with people. Like, it does not have to be this silent reluctance. And, if you have a thought out reason for why you disagree with the way somebody behaves or the way an opinion is being brought forth, you know, put them in check. Say it, voice your disagreement. You can do it politely. You don't have to do it in a braggadocious or a vicious or an aggressive way. You can just say, you know what? I hear what you're saying. I understand your political position or your view on this thing, but I just don't agree. And I don't agree for these reasons. When I get those comments that just say, I disagree, I would just wish that they would elaborate, tell me what exactly about what I've said do you not agree with? Maybe I feel the same way. Maybe the thing you bring up that you disagree with, maybe that's a good point, and maybe you persuade me to change my view or do something different in my life. So I think we are increasingly becoming hesitant towards the idea of disagreeing, or the idea of vocally disagreeing with somebody. It's quite different to disagree with somebody. It's another thing entirely to vocally express that, or to express it on social media and those things. I think that the idea behind cancel culture, which is a whole difficult thing to deal with, and we don't have time for that in this video, but the inherent idea that if you do something wrong or you express the wrong opinion, you can be canceled or ostracized, even for just expressing a disagreement with a particular thing. I think that's made us a bit hesitant to really speak out or to disagree with things publicly. I think another aspect is we don't want to look like an extremist. We have this real strong desire to not look like we are super politically motivated. And I don't know about you, but in the circles that I travel around in, being super politically active isn't cool. Regardless of if you're left wing or right wing, it's just not the done thing. I don't know if it's a Canadian thing or just the particular group of people that I hang out with, but we don't really discuss politics you know, it's all kind of a bit of a joke to us. And I think a lot of people are sort of disheartened with the way that those kinds of things move. And that's no shock. But we don't really discuss those things, and so we don't have areas like that we can disagree on. But I think for various reasons there are people do not wish to, what is it, upset the apple cart, is that the expression? The idea of, you know, causing some trouble or speaking about things that you shouldn't, or, you know, getting contentious. As a teenager, I liked the contentious stuff. I liked debate. I liked argumentative problems and things like that. I remember watching Christopher Hitchens debate many different people and being fascinated with that whole idea of politely disagreeing with somebody and just saying, actually, you know what you've brought up is not correct. Here are some reasons why. And, you know, to say this is ridiculous. I mean, this is not the reality, and it's this way. And, you know, and it can be done in such an eloquent and beautiful way to disagree with somebody and just say, you know what, I see where you're coming from. I can understand that position. Maybe you held that position before, but this is why I disagree. And I don't believe that this is the correct action or discourse or whatever. And I think that takes a bit of maturity. I think it's hard to have that level of discourse. And in social media, everyone is so quick just to paint the other person as a, you know, Satan worshiper or whatever. You know, we're very, very quick to dismiss other people that disagree with us and call them names and get all up in their face. And maybe that's why many people, including myself, are a bit hesitant to openly disagree with certain views, because you don't need the heat. You know, I don't need the debate or the difficulty of trying to navigate a complex issue in a certain amount of characters, or, you know, those kinds of things. And that's kind of why I've really moved towards the YouTube stuff in the past few months, because I like this long form thing where we can talk about these big issues and we have the ability to sort of get to the root of it. Whereas places like TikTok, you know, 7 to 15 seconds is not really the length you're going for to discuss geopolitical issues or spirituality or, you know, being a good moral human being and philosophy. It's just not the space for it. And so it's nicer on here where we can discuss views like this and put them out in long form. So that's my thought of the day. It's okay to disagree. That is totally valid, and it's actually kind of wanted. It's kind of needed. You need to be able to push back on certain ideas, and that's how you come to conclusions and you discover new ideas and concepts and theories. And I think that just makes it all worth it. So there you go. That's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you agree with everything I said perfectly, and you're going to follow my rhetoric and listen to me as if I was a dictator. No, I'm kidding. It's okay to disagree. You might disagree about disagreeing, which is kind of a funny oxymoron, or not oxymoron, but it's ironic. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. And as always, I will talk to you tomorrow.